Good morning, Pasadena City College. Oh, I think we can do better than that. Come on. Good morning, Pasadena City College. There we go. Much, much better. Thank you. My name is Jason Robinson. For those of you who don't know me, I am the Director of Professional and Organizational Development here at Pasadena City College. And it is really a true honor to be here to welcome each one of you to our opening session of Fall 2025 Professional Development Day. Now, I need to let you in on a little secret. We have a lineup of some of PC's finest folks to speak with you today, and a special guest all the way from Novato, California. Here's the secret part. They might be a little nervous to come up here and speak with all of you. Now, I can tell you are a wonderful audience, but there's a lot of you, and it's early, and it's Friday. So, I need you to help me out. When each one of them takes the stage, can you please throw down some real big, genuine PCC love for them? They need... There we go. They need to hear it and feel it loud and clear. You with me? Okay, excellent. Let's get started. Please join me in welcoming to the podium your new Associated Student President, Chloe Dang.
Hello everybody, my name is Chloe Dang and I am your Associated Students President. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome you all today to the Fall 2025 Professional Development Day and today's special opening session. The Associated Students are PCC student government. We're a group of 12 elected student officials, each with our own niche, who are responsible for providing equitable access to information, socialization, and resources, and championing student voices. Before we step into the new academic year filled with possibility, I'd like to take some time this morning to reflect on an important idea: leadership. Now, there's a lot that can be said about this topic, but today I want to start the conversation by asking one simple but powerful question. What do leaders do? The past 4 days, AS has been busy on a retreat to support team bonding and professional development. Now, if you've never shared a house with a group of 12 college students, don't. And if you have, or if you've been close to it, you'll know it doesn't always look very pretty. Yet, time and time again, even in the most stress-inducing situations, I saw 11 different examples of leadership. I saw my peers lend a helping hand, a listening ear, and an open heart, not just because they knew it was the right thing to do, but because they valued each other's well-beings like they valued their own. I saw the consideration and thought put into every single decision that would impact our student body. I saw growth, and I saw an openness to learning like I had never seen before. I realized then, in the hours spent washing dishes and laughing with each other, that leadership is not the goal, but rather the means to an end. Leadership is a shorthand for multiple words. It is the balance between empathy, service, and passion. Looking around, I'm certain that each of you has a purpose that you are committed to fulfilling here at PCC. And it is through leadership and service that we are able to fully realize that purpose. As much as I like to praise my team, we still have a lot to learn, which is where we look towards you as educators and role models. Thank you for what you do, and I look forward to your growth and development as leaders. And now, I would like to invite our Academic Senate President, Lindsay Ruiz, to the podium.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love you. Okay. Good morning. My name is Lindsay Ruiz, and I am your Academic Senate President. I would like to personally welcome all PCC faculty to this invaluable day in which we kick off the semester with time dedicated to us, our work, and our colleagues. It is with excitement and hopefulness that I speak to you today, as we have many challenges facing our college and community that demand and deserve our commitment to equity, growth, and accessibility for all. Your Academic Senate executive team is prepared to support you in all of this year's endeavors, and we value your commitment to this institution and your students. As we focus our thoughts on leadership this morning, I want to bring forward one question that feels especially important. What do leaders value? I believe that the values required of leaders and of all of us here today include honesty, accountability, transparency, and service to community. We must remember why we are here, why we are a part of this institution that endeavors to serve in every class we teach, every meeting we attend, and every conversation we have with our esteemed colleagues and staff. We will all be better leaders in this space if we hold on to these values and strive to contribute in ways that build upon and improve our community. This year's Senate goals include commitments to liberatory education, distance education, closing equity gaps, addressing generative artificial intelligence, servingness to our community, and accessibility for all. We have much to achieve, but we know it is through the leadership of the Academic Senate and the collaboration of shared governance that we can make real, measurable progress in the lives of our students and our PCC community. Now, please help me welcome Francis Godinez, our incredible Classified Senate President.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Francis Godinez, and I'm honored to serve as your Classified Senate President. As we kick off fall, I'm excited to announce that we're entering another fantastic and final year with our 24 to 26 board. Classified plays a central role on campus. We serve as a voice for all classified professionals, a bridge for communication, and a partner in ensuring that all classified representation is woven throughout the fabric of our college community. Our mission is clear: to gather, evaluate, and share important information so that every classified professional has the tools to be heard, supported, and empowered. But our work is about more than just information. It's about people. It's about creating an inclusive, collaborative environment where every voice matters, where every contribution strengthens not just our Senate, but the future of our students in our institution. That's why we encourage all classified to get involved by attending events, serving on ad hoc committees, or lending your unique skills to all campus initiatives. Your engagement isn't just helpful, it's essential. As you know, today we're putting a special focus on leadership. When I think about leadership, my mind goes to the question, who can be a leader? We often imagine that a leader is someone with a title or position of authority, but true leadership is deeper. A leader is someone who listens, someone who inspires, and someone who helps others see themselves in these roles. The very first leader of our Classified Senate back in 1992 was Hollis Stewart. They laid the foundation, but the truth is, leadership never rested on just one person. It lives within all of us. Our classified professionals embody the very traits of leadership every single day: dedication, resilience, collaboration, and an unwavering commitment to our students. So when asked who can be a leader, the answer is simple: we all can. Every individual has the ability to lead through actions, through service, and through the example we set forth for others. Together, we carry forward a legacy of leadership that strengthens this community year after year. Thank you, and it's my honor to invite to the podium Management Association Emily Bangham.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Bangham, and I am your new Management Association president. It is an honor to be in a position to support managers and represent the Management Association Board. The MA serves as an essential source of connection and community for managers across divisions. And in community is where we are able to navigate challenges and maximize impact through collaboration. I want to take this moment to recognize the astounding effort, time, and dedication that managers have poured into PCC this summer. This was my 11th summer at PCC, and I have spent the last week reflecting on how much has changed in that time. There are so many processes and programs at PCC that have become more effective, more logical, and more student-focused. Of course, there is always room for improvement, but I want to acknowledge that we have come a long way, and I believe that this is the result of the spirit of innovation, flexibility, and commitment that defines leaders on this campus. As we shift our minds towards leadership this morning, a question worth asking is, what makes leadership purposeful? Every leader requires a why to keep themselves motivated and to motivate others. The beauty of working at a community college is that there is an abundance of inspiration to help form our purpose. We have colleagues developing programs, writing curriculum, and reimagining systems to make this campus easier to navigate, more welcoming, and more grounded in equity. We are surrounded by students earnestly and authentically striving towards their purpose, hoping to make their communities and our world a better place. At the onset of the new academic year, and what is sure to be a busy week for us all, I invite you to reflect on your purpose, and if you need any inspiration, there is no better time than the first week of the fall semester. The atmosphere of energy, determination, and hope is electric in the crowds of students and uplifting to us all. Now, please help me welcome Alton Wang, our Board of Trustees president.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Can we first begin by giving a hand to our incredible shared governance leaders? It is incredibly exciting to be with you all this morning as we kick off a new academic year. I currently have the honor of serving as president of our Board of Trustees, and I'm actually joined by two of our trustees this morning that I want to shout out really quickly. Vice President Trustee Steve Gibson, and the clerk of our board, Trustee Ryan Liu. I'm excited especially to join you all and following these incredible women leaders on our campus and to really reemphasize the commitment of the board in working with all of you to continue to serve our students here at Pasadena City College, to continue to make this place an incredible institution that really is the gem of not just the San Gabriel Valley, but quite frankly, the state. And so it is, yes. So I always just want to remind folks that in the coming year, members of the board, including myself, are always open to continuing these important conversations that really drive our campus community. And so, these messages and questions that have been posed already for us this morning has already left me thinking about all the moments of leadership that happen throughout our campus every day. So as we sit here today as a college community, I invite you to consider, where does leadership happen? I have seen leadership happen in response to crisis, when so many of the folks in this room collectively decided to answer a call to support our community in the wake of the devastating Eaton fire in January. From those that helped set up the massive distribution center pretty much overnight, to the leaders of our women's and small business centers that raised the funds to support local small businesses that were impacted by the fires, to our nursing students and faculty that showed up to provide support and care for those at the convention center where it was housing the evacuation center in our community, and the many of you that still continue to work day in and day out to support the rebuilding and healing efforts for our community in Altadena and Pasadena. But we know that leadership occurs not just in the big moments where we have to come together. It also happens every day on this campus in moments of all shapes and sizes. From those day in and day out that represent PCC at countless outreach events in the community, and I would know because every time I turn somewhere, I see another PCC booth. And from those of you who have signed up to work at a What Hut next week to support our students starting this new semester, I will see you out there at one of those huts. Hopefully it's not this hot. And to those of you that have agreed to sponsor a student club to provide more opportunities for students to gather and engage, or those of you that have raised your hands to serve on committees in your divisions or across campus. Leadership happens every day across this campus at Pasadena City College, and we would not be who we are without it. So on behalf of the board, I want to thank you for your past leadership and your leadership in the years to come. We look forward to partnering with you to serve our students and our community. Now, before Superintendent President Dr. Jose Gomez takes the podium, we have a short video that's going to take a look back at the challenging year that we have been through as a community and reflect on the moment that we are in moving forward. Thank you.
Evening, Nora. I can tell you the wind is still very gusty around here, and the only rain is ash.
If you were in any of those areas and have not already evacuated, now is the time.
And officials say many people are hurt tonight as at least 5 large fires are raging out of control.
When we are absent from each other, the brutal days are longer. The dark nights are darker. And profound loss is multiplied. When we are absent from each other, hope is hard to find. No, we were never meant to face disaster alone. At Pasadena City College, we are here for our community. We face disaster standing shoulder to shoulder. Students, faculty, staff, neighbors, friends, supporters. We are a courageous community. Together, we answer the call for help during times of despair. We serve our community, meeting needs with compassion and light. Together, we discover answers to the troubles of our times. We forge new paths and pave new roads. Together, we build, restore, and renew. Together, we lead the way to a brighter tomorrow where everyone thrives. This is who we are. It's in our DNA. We lead, we serve, we answer the call. We are Pasadena City College, standing together with our community.
PCC answers the call. We put community first. What a powerful and moving portrait of our PCC family. Thank you, Will Del Rosario, Jocelyn Stewart, and the entire marketing and communications team for producing that wonderful video. Was that a great video? It's a testimony to PCC's boundless potential to serve our students, our community, and our region. When I think about PCC's response to the wildfires in January, I think about the words of writer Albert Camus. In the midst of winter, I found there was within us an invincible summer. I've come to see this invincible summer that Camus spoke of in all of us here at PCC. It's that force that keeps us coming back to PCC to teach, to work, and to serve. It's what keeps us using our skills and talents for the benefits of our students, their families, and our community. It's the reason we continue to nurture the dreams and aspirations of our students and colleagues, continuing a 100-year legacy of excellence and service intrinsically tied to the success of Dina and our region. This invincible summer within us is the reason PCC opened our doors and our hearts to our community during the wildfires. We accepted our responsibility to help our neighbors. We rolled up our sleeves and we worked. We worked. We've heard a lot about leadership today. The leaders who came before me all talked about different aspects of leadership. What do leaders do? What do leaders value? Who can be a leader? What makes leadership powerful? And where does leadership happen? Thank you to these leaders. Your remarks were thought-provoking and insightful. As I've looked back on the wildfires and the aftermath, I see PCC defining what it means to be a community college in the 21st century and what it means to lead and serve with purpose. At PCC, we understand that our mission does not end at providing an education or helping students transfer to a university. We are part of the community. We are in relationship with our students, faculty, and staff, and with our neighbors, friends, alumni, and supporters. And so, we view ourselves through that lens. We listen, engage, respond, innovate, collaborate, and yes, we lead with boldness, confidence, compassion, and authenticity. We lead with brains, with heart, and with courage. Leadership is what we saw during the wildfires. We came together, organizing and collaborating with others like the YMCA, Pasadena Unified School District, FEMA, our local and state elected officials, including the governor and his staff, and so many donors and supporters from across the region, across the country, and across the world. We stood strong together, answering the call and serving the public good. Leaders do what our nursing students and instructors did, and our trained crisis response team did during the wildfires. They swiftly organized themselves and headed to the Pasadena Civic Center to help victims of the fire. As our neighbors and friends endured one of the worst days of their lives, our PCC community was there to help. Leaders value the skills and potential of others and seek to help them realize their potential. Aspire PCC, for example, is rooted in a few simple assumptions, including the idea that impactful leaders are made and not born. Impactful leaders are made and not born. And the idea that becoming an impactful leader requires ongoing learning. At its core, Aspire PCC recognizes that everyone can lead and serve. And so, each year, a cohort of 25 members of our PCC community from all over come together to learn and strengthen their leadership skills. Since its inception, 75 people from across our PCC community have completed Aspire PCC. In fact, each one of our governance leaders is a graduate of Aspire PCC. It's no surprise that over the last 7 months, these leaders have stepped up and answered the call. Will all those who have participated in Aspire PCC, if you can, past and present, please stand. Let's give them a big hand. We applaud your leadership and your commitment to PCC, our community, and our students. You may be seated. Where does leadership happen at PCC? It happens in classrooms and in offices and in spaces all across PCC. It happens on committees, and it happens on shifts throughout the day and at night when our facilities teams are busy at work, maintaining our campus to ensure the physical environment contributes to the amazing work that takes place here every day. We thank our facilities team for their dedication. Let's give them a big round of applause. There you go. Leadership is also rooted in relationship. Through PCC's Voices program, our faculty and students collaborate with local organizations to address community needs through course projects. Since 2022, when the program began, 30 faculty have collaborated with community organizations, and our students have supported the work of every one of these groups. Through Voices, our college is teaching students the value of applying their education in real-world settings to address real-world needs. Voices was founded by Professors Suzanne Iwanicki and Jessica Blickley. Let's give them a hand. I think they might be watching on the live stream. So let's give them another big hand. They wrote that the program was created out of a desire to contribute to collective empowerment and community capacity while fostering learning environments where students become infiltrators and shapers of the future. Thank you, Suzanne and Jessica, for your leadership. One more time, it's okay. Finally, this summer, 75 high school students spent 6 weeks on campus learning skilled trades. They were here every single day, 8 hours a day, learning welding, building inspection, industrial fabrication, and electricity. This summer construction career program for high school students is part of our initiative to assist in the recovery and rebuilding of our region. In just 6 short months after the disaster, our program was up and running, introducing students to skilled trades and expanding the skilled trades workforce needed to rebuild our region. The success was possible because of relationships in areas across our entire campus who came together to make it work. Those of you in the CTE division, please stand. Dual enrollment, the PCC Foundation, the Freeman Center, and all those that worked and contributed to make this an amazing program. Thank you all for your leadership contributions and for answering the call. Thank you. I also want to thank and acknowledge Harbor Freight Tools for Schools for their generous, and I mean very, very generous support of our summer program. Belen Vargas, please stand. Belen Vargas leads Los Angeles County programming for Harbor Freight Tools for Schools. Why Why'd you sit down so fast? Come on, get up. I thank you, Belen, for your philanthropic leadership and for your support of our students, this campus, but most importantly, our community and our community's families. Thank you so much. PCC has earned its stellar reputation because of all of you and the work you do for our students and our community, the way so many of you go the extra mile. As we begin our fall semester, it's important to acknowledge and applaud the ways you lead and serve, and to commit ourselves to continuing what we do well and addressing areas of need. The start of a new academic year is such a special time. It's like New Year's Day, minus the floats, marching bands, and Rose Bowl game. But the start of a new academic year is also filled with New Year's Day energy. The anticipation and hopefulness, the big plans and bigger aspirations. As we begin this new academic year, we're living in a chapter of our nation's history that is unlike anything we've seen in modern times. These days, change happens swiftly, and those of us in higher ed are called upon to respond in a like manner. We don't know everything that will come our way this semester, but we have some experience. We have some experience with surviving disasters, and not just wildfires and earthquakes and windstorms. There are other kinds of disasters, wholly man-made disasters, carried on the winds of nationalism, carried out by masked men bearing the words ICE on their chests, carried forward by the silent indifference of some to the sight of women and men being chased down, beaten, and arrested. Just last Sunday, our trustees and I gathered with other civic, governmental, and education leaders. As the school year begins, our point was clear: to declare once again, without question, we stand in solidarity with our community. We do not participate in or condone the ICE raids or share data. We do not, at PCC, we encourage our students to remain on their educational journey. We want you here at PCC, regardless of your immigration status. You are part of the PCC family. I'll repeat what I've said before because it bears repeating. These ICE raids are inhumane and unacceptable and simply cannot continue as our new normal. This is not who we are as a nation. We are, and we must continue to be, better than this. Colleges and universities, museums and the arts, science, data, and unwanted facts are all under attack. We are facing a man-made disaster. As we heard and saw in the video, we were never meant to face disaster alone. That's why I'm so pleased this morning to have Josh Friday with us. Josh is no stranger to PCC. He stood with this community during the wildfires, visiting and deploying scores of volunteers to help and to serve. And he's been back many times since then to support our recovery efforts. Josh is California's Chief Service Officer. Chief Service Officer. As a member of Governor Gavin Newsom's cabinet, he leads the Governor's Office of Service and Community Engagement. Many of the ideas that we've been talking about here today. He also serves as the California Governor's Council for Career Education. Josh has created and has overseen the largest service force in the country, maybe the world, the universe. We like to talk about the universe here in Pasadena because we've got Caltech, PCC, and JPL. So maybe the largest in the universe, including the nation's first statewide Climate Action Corps, College Corps, and Youth Service Corps. His commitment, though, to service began long before joining state government. Friday is the former mayor of Novato, his hometown, and he's also a U.S. Navy veteran. In fact, he served in Japan, where he helped provide humanitarian aid and disaster relief following the 2011 earthquake, tsunami, and Fukushima nuclear disaster. Josh exemplifies service, and he is a great friend of Pasadena City College. Please join me in welcoming Josh Friday.
Good morning, PCC. How are you? All right. It is such an honor to be here. Thank you, President Gomez, for that very kind introduction. Thank you all for having me here today. I'm so appreciative of the fact that the theme is leadership, because it's something that Governor Newsom and I appreciate so much in you, President Gomez, for everything you've done, not just on this campus and in this community, but throughout your career for the state of California. So thank you for everything. It is, yes, he deserves a round of applause. It is really meaningful and almost emotional for me to be invited to be with you all today because of what I've experienced on this campus. As I was driving up this morning to join you all, I thought about when I stepped on this campus in January. When I stepped on this campus where there was still smoke in the sky, there was ash in the air. And I remember driving into the parking lot and getting out of the car and making my way towards the steps up to the surface, where I was immediately struck by the sight of not dozens, but hundreds of volunteers, people from all backgrounds, people speaking different languages, of all ages, from all parts of our city, who were lining the stairs, passing boxes up to each other and chanting and smiling and screaming, "We are in this together, we are not alone." And when I came up from the parking structure onto the top level, what I saw was not just an outpouring of clothes and food and hygiene kits, sometimes packed so high you couldn't see over the mountain of gifts that this community stepped up to donate. I saw an outpouring of love and compassion and community. And it reminded me of another Friday. A Friday where I was stationed in Japan and a 9.0 earthquake hit. Now, we're all Californians. We're used to earthquakes. This thing was 3 minutes long. It immediately led to a tsunami that instantly killed tens of thousands of people, displaced hundreds of thousands of people, and within a couple of days, we started to get intel reports, because we had a nuclear aircraft carrier on base, that radiation was coming down from a place called Fukushima that was starting to melt down. Now, it was supposed to be an exciting week that week because my wife was 3 months pregnant with our first kid. So we were all excited to call home and tell our family that their first grandchild was on the way. And my captain called me in her office and she said, "You have 3 hours to get down to Okinawa to join the admiral and the ship that would oversee what would become the largest humanitarian aid and disaster relief effort in military history." My wife was evacuated. Eventually, she returned several months later. Our son was born, and I appreciate your concern, but he only glows in the dark just a little bit. Here's why I tell this story. Not because I was the hero. Quite the opposite. I played a small role in a large operation. But leadership is not about being the hero. It is about being part of something. It is about working with others, people who probably come from different backgrounds, different perspectives, may speak different languages, may vote differently than you. To help people, to have a common mission, a common purpose. That's what you all provided for this community when those fires hit. And the question now is, for the many crises that you mentioned that we're also facing, not just natural disasters, but we have a political crisis on our hands. We have a climate crisis. We have an affordability and a housing crisis. We have a crisis of cruelty and connection where we feel so divided and polarized and isolated from each other. The question is, how are we going to tackle these? And what can we, all of us, join to be part of the solution? What can we be part of? And the truth is that in order to rebuild and renew our communities and our state, as we heard in the video, no single person can do it alone. No single organization can do it alone. It takes community. It takes what you all provided when those fires hit. And I'm standing here today having this position because the governor in the state of California believes so much, so deeply in the power of service. The power of service to transform not just lives, but entire communities. And if we do it right, all of us together, it'll transform our society. And so I'm proud that we have the largest service corps in the universe. I am proud. I am proud that we are now in California larger than the entire Peace Corps. I am proud of we can clap for that. I am proud of what our service members do every single day to make our communities better and to make their own lives better. And we have a vision. We have a vision that here in California, everybody is given the chance to contribute, is given the chance to be part of their community, to be part of the solution, to be part of the answer, because everybody matters. And central to our vision of making it so that everybody has this opportunity, the opportunity that so many of you have to serve with this institution, to serve in your community, is higher education. We believe higher education is fundamental to giving us the chance to give everyone the opportunity to serve. And I'm going to take you on a little journey. A journey that we started here in California and started with a couple of people in this room. A journey that started with President Gomez and Belen Vargas, who you met earlier. It was a journey where we in California and the governor said, what if we could make college more affordable while giving people the chance to serve? A deeply American idea. So we launched a pilot program with 8 universities that would pay students to serve in their community while they're in school. That pilot, because it was so successful, has now become College Corps. College Corps is on most UCs, most CSUs, dozens of community colleges, and is now providing debt-free pathways for thousands of students across the state of California, including for the first time our AB 540 Dreamers. Because we believe that everybody has something to contribute. And we are going to give everybody the opportunity to do that. And we think that higher education and service have to be married, because what you do in the classroom is give people knowledge. When we give people the chance to serve, we give them the opportunity to find what President Deng described as their purpose. And when we combine these two, higher education and service, we don't just prepare the next generation of Californians for careers. We prepare them for meaningful lives. Think about that impact. At a time when people are desperately searching for meaning and purpose and connection, think about what we can provide for everybody. Thank you. So we are going to continue side by side with PCC to invest in higher education and service. Because if we invest in our people, in our neighbors, in our students, in our community, we don't just rebuild for the last fire, we prepare for the next one. And we get ready together to stand as one community no matter what challenge comes our way. And PCC embodies this vision. It is who you are, and it is why you are the model. You are the model not just for this community, but for the state and for what we should be doing across this entire country. Hold your head high, because you are the model, and we see you, and we appreciate you, and we thank you for your passion, your dedication, your commitment, and your mission to educate and to serve. And I want to leave you with this today, because today's an important day where we think about our hopes and our aspirations for the new school year. And as you think about how do we shape the future, how do we make it so that every student on this campus and everybody in this community can be part of building the future, contributing to the future, creating to the future, knowing that we need them for the future. You all play a critical role, and we need every single one of you. Thank you so much for having me here today. It is such an honor, and thank you for everything you embody.
Let's give it up, a little more, come on! Josh Friday. I now want to ask the leaders of our shared governance groups to please join me on stage, and our members of the Board of Trustees. Thank you, Josh, for those inspiring words. Thank you for your service. Jason, please. Just 7 months after the wildfires, our region is still reeling from the destruction and the hurt that was caused by the fires. The lives lost, the homes destroyed, the futures turned upside down. I think if we can go this way, everybody, come over here. Let's not be shy. Let's walk right over there. All right. We need that invincible summer now as much as we needed it in January as the wildfires burned. So today, we are proud to launch 2 new programs at Pasadena City College. The first is PCC's College Corps. We finally have a College Corps on this campus. Thank you so much. With the blessings of Josh and the state of California, PCC is now an affiliate of Californians for All College Corps. Our program, slightly different. It was actually built through a lot of conversation between our leadership here on campus, our staff, and the staff in Josh's office in the state of California. Ours is going to be solely dedicated to the public purpose of supporting the recovery and the rebuilding of a community after a disaster. This fall, 20 students will be selected to begin an 8-month paid internship. By the way, we had 700 applications for this program. 700. 700. These are students that are ready to lead and to serve. They'll work with local governments, nonprofits, and organizations dedicated to fire recovery and community resilience projects. These fellows will receive up to $10,000 and also leadership training, course credit, and hands-on leadership experience as they serve our communities. I want to thank Vice President Salvatrice Cuomo, right here. You want to stand up there? Jackie Sakoto of the Freeman Center. Dr. Jason Robinson. They have been leading this effort with many of you in this room. I'm excited for our students and I'm excited for our community. In addition, today we are also announcing that PCC is establishing an institute for leadership and the public purpose. This institute will support and coordinate current and new leadership and service initiatives here at PCC. Our goal is for all Lancers to find inspiration to lead and serve in impactful ways through the Institute. The idea to establish the Institute emerged after witnessing the ways our PCC community stepped up to assist in the aftermath of the wildfires. PCC's commitment to leadership and the public good runs deep. It runs deep. We saw it in clear view during the wildfires, but we also see it each and every day. I'm also pleased to share that Josh Friday has agreed to serve as co-chair of the Institute. Thank you so much. And so you know, this is a collaborative process. Everyone in our campus community is invited to participate in these discussions about shaping this institute. We're going to begin with 2 roundtable discussions. An in-person session will be held on Tuesday, September 16th from 12 to 1 p.m., and there will also be a virtual discussion which will be held Friday, October 3rd, also from noon to 1 p.m. More information will be available on our website. And now we want to capture a photo for history, so let's take a photograph. Thank you. I hope you enjoy Professional Development Day. Let's make it an awesome year. And by the way, before Jason Robinson comes up again, let's give him an amazing hand for putting this all together.
Thank you. Director Friday, just want to say thank you again for sharing your time with us and your inspiring words. Yeah. It's an honor to have you here today for this special occasion, and we hope you'll visit again soon. I also just want to acknowledge again all of our speakers this morning. Thank you so much for your words and your leadership. Now, it seems fitting that with today's focus on leadership, that we take a moment to acknowledge all of the PCC individuals who will be leading workshops today. We have 60 offerings, and there are over 70 PCC employees who are facilitating those workshops. If you're one of those facilitators, can you please stand so we can show you our gratitude? Yay! In addition to all of the workshops, there's a whole crew of people that work tirelessly to make this day go smoothly for all of us. Our strategic communications and marketing team, facilities, campus use, the OPOD team. So please, if you could do me this favor, if you see any of those people today, could you just take 1 second to stop and say, thank you for your efforts, we appreciate you. That would be great, thank you. Now it is time to transition to the rest of our day. So the first workshops begin at 10:45. We wish you a meaningful and enjoyable day. Stay cool, and thank you again for being with us. Take care.